Welcome to Kranky Live, the show where bold minds meet real talk. This isn't your average sports or news show. It's where we break down sports, culture, and controversy with facts, fire, and fearless honesty. Here, truth cuts through the noise, and hype gets exposed. From football to track and field, from world issues to local debates, we ask the tough questions, speak without fear, and go deeper than the headlines. We don't follow the crowd, we set the trend. While others recycle the same tired takes, we bring fresh insight, unfiltered analysis, and bold perspectives. No echo chambers, no puppet talk, just real conversation for people who think for themselves. Listen with your brain, not just your ears. Think critically, question boldly, and speak freely. This is Kranky Live, where reason rules the mic and truth always wins. Come on, let's get into it. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. You're at the Kranky Live channel. It's World Cup football. It's a lot of their football, 4 games. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. And we have a lot of football to talk about. It's been an interesting World Cup so far with, 4 games played today. Bless up, Peter. How you doing? Thanks for joining, Peter. Appreciate you joining me. I know there are a lot of individuals who are Brazil fans. I'm sure they'll be on various streams and in front of the TV and various watch-along. Brazil has been one of those teams where people fall in love with. Probably his more historically than current, because they've had up and down success more recently. So a little bit different, but I'm sure they're as popular for many as they've been in the past. I know a lot of Jamaicans are big Brazil fans. Some have become Argentina fans, some have become France and Spain, but Brazil has always been a team. But there are 4 games today. These are the games. Hopefully I have the scores right, because I left the Qatar game at the last minute, but I try to pull these down. So Qatar scored in 96th minute or 94th minute, whatever it was. But Qatar, Switzerland played today. Interesting game in that thought Switzerland should have put the game away and didn't. We have Brazil, Morocco at 6 p.m. Eastern time today. At 9 p.m. we have Haiti versus Scotland, and then the nightcap. And we have football junkies going to watch all of this. Australia played Turkey. It's going to be interesting because Australia and Turkey are in the zone with the USA, who were brilliant last night, actually. Simply brilliant. And I'm sure America is buzzing, and some Americans probably truly believe they can win the World Cup. I mean, not truly realistic, to be honest, but we know how Americans are. They're going to tell you about the miracle on ice in 1980 when the hockey team beat the Soviet Union, who were pro, and the hockey team was college. But this is football. This is different. This is more life and death. So not the same when it comes to your ability to win this tournament. Not a lot of teams have won. Same teams keep winning. Well, England won in 66, but if you think about the history, Uruguay first won the World Cup twice in the 30s. And then it's either been Brazil, Spain, France, Italy, Germany, Argentina. Am I missing somebody? I don't think so, actually. That's out of the list. Yeah, the Brazil, France. There's not been a lot of countries that won it. No, it's every 4 years. So in a 100-year period, it's only 25 World Cups. Maybe 26 if you just count from one, but it's going to be interesting. But these are the games for today. So if you're a football junkie, you're full. I'm going to be here for the Brazil-Morocco game. I will touch upon the Haiti game, but I'm going to do the Knicks game. Because the Knicks play at 8:30 p.m. The Haiti game is at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to do the Knicks game. But I also will comment on it. I'll have the Haiti game on one screen, but I have to carry my Knicks and commentate on my Knicks as they play San Antonio in the 5th game of the series. And the series is not over. This misconception that the Knicks have won and going to do it in 5, people haven't realized the Knicks could have been swept in the series. I think the Spurs are probably led in the last 2 minutes in almost every single game, and they have lost because they probably lack maturity. But they're a very good team, especially defensively. So I'm not going to comment taking this over. And they almost beat us twice at home, and destroyed us, and should have won the last game. So series still open. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to celebrate until the last basket is scored and there's a winner. Now, for today's game between Morocco and Brazil, these are the starting lineups. And I probably should do it this way and have it all over the screen. So Brazil team is what you probably would expect. Alisson in goal. Ibanez and Douglas Santos are the left and right back. We have Marquinhos and Gabriel in the middle. I saw Neymar a while ago, actually. He's in street clothes. Marquinhos and Gabriel in the middle. Then the old veteran Casemiro had a brilliant season for Manchester United, with Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield and Rafinha, Vinicius Jr. out wide, Lucas Paqueta, who went back home from West Ham, left before they got relegated from the Santos, and he won playing in the World Cup, and I think that's why he did it, is playing the 10, and Igor Thiago, who scored 22 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League this year in 38 games, he's a center forward, and they have a long bench, as you can imagine. A very long bench, and a good one. Then you have Morocco, who has Bono in goal, Hakimi, we all know from PSG, Diop, Riyad, Mazraki, who played at Man U. Then you have Bakwadi, Elenadu Douai. I'm always messed up his name. Brahim Diaz, Kinahi, El Kanous, and Sabari runs out the team. Now, Morocco, I think they've only lost once in about 28 games. People say they have no loss in 28 games. That's not true. They did lose to Senegal. I don't care what anybody says. It was overturned, but they lost the game on the field. So anyone who said they didn't lose, they did lose. If you go on in various sources, they'll say they're unbeaten. No, they're not unbeaten. The CAF may have overturned the ruling, but they're not unbeaten. So it should be a very good game. Morocco is pretty confident. They were 4th in the last World Cup. First African team to reach that far. Brazil have some renewed confidence. They're a very potent forward line. Thiago had a brilliant season in the Premier League. Vinicius Jr. for Real Madrid has played really well. Rafinha, who's been injury prone, has played well also. The challenge for them may be in the midfield, because with a very seasoned Casemiro, with a Bruno Guimaraes who was injured for quite a bit of the year at Newcastle, and Paqueta playing in Brazil, and with the heat the way it is, they may be challenged. Now, they're very good in the center of the defense with Gabriel, who I think is the best center back in the world, and Marquinhos, who is not far behind. I think Ibanez and Douglas Santos are suspect on the outside, and Alisson has been an up and down season. So that should be interesting. And for Morocco, Brahim Diaz, very good player, did miss that penalty in the African Nations Cup, which sort of cost them the win. And then, yeah, you know how that worked. Peter says, yep, it's a new thing. It seems to be a new coaching thing, where the Cleveland coach, their stats, what he said something about, they got their ass kicked, and then he's talking about the stats. If you look at the stats, it favored them in some respects. Don't ask me how. And now we hear Speed talking about situation where they lost by a hand, or they didn't lose in regular time. They lost by a hand. We can change narrative how we want to in life, people. We can play with narrative how we want to. But narratives are narratives. So, yeah, it's interesting. But it should be a good game. I'm looking forward to the game. We have 15 minutes to go. Who are you picking to win? Let me hear your score for the game. Who are you picking to win this game? People think it's a foregone conclusion Brazil's going to win. I think it's going to be a much tougher game than people think. Brazil obviously is a brilliant team, but I think Morocco is going to give them all they can handle in this game. I expected Brazil's starting lineup to be what it is, to be honest. Apart from the left and right back, which is always Brazil used to have the Cafos and all these brilliant left and right back. And I don't know what happened. They're just not there anymore. I guess everybody plays center back or midfield or forward. Peter says Brazil 3-2. So you think that Brazil gonna give up 2 goals? They should be good defensively. No, they probably will because the midfield is not. The midfield is gonna be challenged with Paqueta in there, and Paqueta doesn't do a ton of work. Casemiro may not have the legs. Bruno is very good, but Bruno has had a up and down injury-prone season. So it should be a good game. Looking forward to the game. Should be an interesting game. I don't think it's very encouraged. And the thing what I find interesting about Morocco, in Jamaica, there is a lot of controversy around the sourcing of players from the diaspora and people born outside of Jamaica. And we hear a lot of individuals locally in Jamaica who are very anti-diaspora, especially those in the media. I would say, on an average, most of the individuals in Jamaica or in the media are anti-diaspora as it relates to local versus overseas players. And if you look at Morocco, for example, they do some serious recruiting of players for their national team, like serious recruiting. We're not talking about just some tangential recruiting, serious recruiting. They take the recruiting serious. They try to source players early and even late. They had one player, I forgot the name of the player who they brought in, who played for France under 21, I think this year. Was able to bring him in and convert him to play for the national team and go to the World Cup. So they do a good job of connecting to their diaspora and bringing in players. I don't know what the sentiment is in Morocco, but it's working for them. I can understand some of the concern in Jamaica that it hasn't really worked well for Jamaica, but I think the recruiting in Jamaica has been atrocious, and that's why we end up with not the players we sometimes desire, or the players with the right pedigree to allow Jamaica to do well. But we're here to talk about Brazil, not Jamaica, and about this game, which I'm looking forward to. Should be a good game. And then after this game is done, I'm coming back to do a Knicks show, the Game 5 of the NBA Finals. So looking forward to this. Bless up, Dr. Don. How you doing? So I want to see Peter put a score up. Anyone else with a score? Who are you picking for this game? Peter has 3-2 Brazil. I think a lot of Jamaicans, shouldn't say most Jamaicans, a lot of Jamaicans always pick Brazil to win the World Cup, and more often they disappoint. They didn't win between 74. They won 74. They won 94. They won 2002. They haven't won since then. So they had 2 big gaps between 74 and 94, 20-year gap. Or 70, sorry, 94, not 74. 74, I think, was that Germany? 70 and 94, so that's 24-year gap. And 2002 and now, that's 24-year gap. So, but they did win 2002 and 94. So they had an 8-year gap there. So they have about 2 24-year gap and an 8-year gap. But they've been the winningest World Cup nation. So Dr. Don said 2-1 to who, Dr. Don? Who are you picking to win? It may be an explosive game. I think with Vinicius Jr. The problem with Brazil is that, especially when Neymar comes in the team, is that Vinicius Jr. plays zero defense. Right? Zero defense. He doesn't run back. He only plays offense. And so you're defending with 10 players, and with a seasoned midfield, that could be a problem. And this weather is very unforgiving. I was walking outside today. I don't even want to walk outside, much less go around. It's crazy. Toffee Rudy, we'll see. I am cautiously optimistic, Toffee Rudy. I won't say anything about it. I don't want to jinx my team. I don't want to jinx my team because we struggled. The team struggled the last 2 games, even though they won. They won one of the last 2. Yeah, we have to play smarter. Bridges, the entire Knicks bench haven't played well. Entire bench. Even though Robinson had a better second half, that game, McBride, Shemet, they haven't played well. And Bridges has been struggling. He only had one very good game in the series. So I'm cautiously optimistic tough for Rudy. We'll see how it goes. But looking forward to this game. Should be a good game. Morocco is an up-and-coming team and been doing well over the last 8 to 10 years, I would say. Brazil is perennial favorites, even though they have flattered to deceive at times. And even though they're probably the country that produces the most footballers that play away outside of their country, because most of their team play internationally, they haven't been as successful as, say, Spain in the last 15 years, actually. So we'll see how it goes as it relates to how they play today. It's not Arsenal, be confident, but Arsenal did win. It's been a good year, you know. Arsenal, even if the Knicks lose the championship and they're up 3-1, Arsenal has won and lost in the Champions League final. My Knicks are winning. And my only team that's really disappointed me to the nth degree has been Jamaica. Because I don't have a team in the World Cup per se. I'm bringing England and the US because I'm a citizen of both countries, so I have to support those teams. If one would say my pick for the World Cup, it could be France because they have a devastated forward line. Midfield is okay. Kante is a little bit seasoned. And Rabiot is the one they put in place. And I don't know about that. When they had Pogba and Kante, it was a much more balanced midfield. I say Hakimi is his hero. Yeah, Hakimi is a brilliant player. And protect his assets too. Do a good job of doing that. He does protect his assets. I think there's a Jamaican official was at the Switzerland game. Shane Nation was the fourth official for the Qatar versus Switzerland game, which I think Switzerland threw away, to be frank. They should have took that game. Oh, I got a picture from somebody here who was at the Brazil game and in the Brazil section. Nice. Prince, I see Prince, maybe listening. You're at the Brazil game. I wonder how much your tickets cost. Yeah, it should be a good game. I would agree. Ours put his money on Hakimi. The stadium is sold out, you know. A lot of yellow. Brazilians are taking over Times Square. So a lot of yellow in the stands. Tuffy says bring in France. Yeah, the USA first half was brilliant. And it was brilliant for three main reasons. One was the technical ability of the players was exceptional. Two was the energy that they displayed in that kind of weather, in that kind of heat, nonstop running. But it's more than two, more than three. The pressing was exceptional. The movement of the ball was exceptional. The finishing wasn't exceptional. They should have scored more. At one point, Paraguay didn't know what the hell was happening. Like there were 15 players from the US on the field, maybe more than 15, like two for every position. And I thought their midfield was brilliant. Because they played like four in midfield with McKinney, with Adams, and with Tillman, who I thought was brilliant, even though he should have scored about two. And what they did was he played smart, playing Dest at right wing, even though Dest is normally a right back or wing back. So to help with on the right side. And then Robinson was doing like he did against Jamaica when they played in St. Louis, was just running wild, playing inverted. So it's brilliant. No. Now, Pulisic was brilliant in the first half. He only played one half, but he was brilliant. He was just roasting his man for the entire game. Balogun's movement was good. McKinney was everywhere. Adams cleaned up everything. I think the problem in the U.S. is Ream in the defense. Richards is decent. Freeman is good. Ream, I'm not sold on the captain. I think he's too slow to play center half. and they're playing 3 at the back. And when they play against a better team and Robinson is overlapping so much, when they lose the ball, unless Adams can get over there, they're going to be in trouble. Well, it's almost game time. 5 minutes to game time. Officials are coming out. The Brazil team, led by Marquinhos, is coming out. And Hakimi leads the Moroccans. It's probably the most anticipated game so far in the World Cup. A lot of stars on show. And by the way, if you're in the chat, people, hit the like button. Just when you hit the like button, other people want to watch, Unless you don't want me to get other people to watch it. But hit the like button. I would truly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, also please do so. Please do so. I would truly, truly appreciate it. Looking forward to an entertaining game. This should not be boring. Not one iota. Did Jeff have watched a U.S. game? Hey, Michelle Sawyer, how you doing? I'm sure they did. By the way, people, U.S. played possession football. I'm just saying, U.S. played possession football. That's possession football, people. Not the football where you bring the ball up to half line and you turn back. Okay? You bring the ball up to half line, you penetrate. And the U.S. was doing something which is interesting, which I don't see a ton in football. They were going down the middle. There's some sleek 1-2 down the middle, a lot of interchanges. Des, Balogun, McKinney, Tillman, Pulisic, very sleek. Tillman to me looked really, really good, actually. And all those are playing at high level, though. I mean, Tillman's at Leverkusen. Pulisic is in Milan. McKinney, Juventus, Adams, Bournemouth. They're all playing for good teams. Richards is playing at Crystal Palace. They're all playing for good teams. And it showed in terms of their play. And some of these players have been playing together for years too. So there's consistency there and continuity and sustainability and just playing good. Yeah, the defense is a little bit challenged. And they take a lot of risks too. That goal they gave up yesterday, see, Des came off, Weah came on, and he was sleeping. So they gave up that goal. Paraguay was much better than set up. Paraguay is a decent team. US just made them look like they can't play football. At least in the first half. Yeah, Berhalter is not starting, though. They're playing a 3-4-3. But they don't have a midfielder really on the right. It's a really interesting concept. It's almost like they're playing a 3-2-2-3, actually, the way they play. Yeah, well, private money funding most of that. He got $5 million, and he's getting paid by Griffin and those rich guys from Wall Street. So yeah, Qatar boss, yeah. Hey, this is the World Cup. Upsets are. Remember last time the World Cup, Argentina got beaten in the first game, so they're going to win it. And this year it's even easier if you lose in the first game because there's a lot of third place teams. 32 teams go to the next round, so it's not like you're going straight to the quarterfinals. Those Brazil guys. One thing about Brazilian players and Argentinians too, they're passionate about playing for their country. Like they're passionate about playing for their country. Like they don't care, and part of it is the competition that they face, but they're passionate. You know what? You're right, Richard. I stand corrected. I should not be. That's my bad. That's my fault, Richard. I shouldn't worry. We do have some Mount Pleasant, and we have Cavalier player too. Cavalier, Mount Pleasant, Harnett Gardens. Mobe is now getting good. So yeah, we do have players. Good evening, Ted Dexter. Thanks for joining. Canada was much a better team, but their penetration was lacking. They weren't fluid. They dominated possession. They got about 9 corners. Their problem was they didn't take their chances, frankly, because Jonathan David was poor. Got a simple goal to score. Didn't put it away. And that set the tone from henceforth. Lauren came in, scored a brilliant goal. even though it was a deflection. But they should have won the game. Bosnia didn't offer much. I think Canada would progress from that group. I think they progress from that group. All right. Let me do this. So you've seen the starting 11. It's game time. We are ready. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to a good game. All the Brazilian fans are out. They're out in there, thousands and hundreds of thousands. And Brazil, as usual, coming to the World Cup with a lot of optimism. And almost every single World Cup, Brazil believe they have a chance. And most of them they did. I think their probably most disappointing World Cup must be 1982, when they had Zico and Socrates and an all-star team and got beaten by, Paolo Rossi and Italy. That was a tough World Cup for Brazil. They had a brilliant team, brilliant midfield. But they did come back in 94 and win. And they had Bebeto and Romario up front. And in 2002, when they had a brilliant team, Rivaldo, you don't hear much about Rivaldo now. Rivaldo won a Ballon d'Or, didn't he? That Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Cafu, they had a brilliant team. Beat England on that. Somebody said a fluke goal by Ronaldinho. Some say Shilton gave that away. Regardless, they scored and they went on to win the World Cup. So looking forward to this game. You've seen the team being shown on the screen. Where does Raja Ibanez play? I don't think I remember him actually. I have to look him up. Oh, he's at the Saudi Pro League. Okay, interesting. It is a make up. I think the reason why people love Brazil is twofold. One is they won and won a lot in early years. And then secondly, their style of play. I shouldn't talk about Alabama's Jamaican because Jamaicans don't know what that means. But or I shouldn't say Jamaican. Jamaicans don't know what that means. But their style of play is what enthralls them and make them interesting for a lot of people across the world. It's just a lot of ingenuity, a lot of flair, and good football, and they score. And they have a good bench. I see the Brazil team. It's interesting that Paqueta got a start. I thought the whole goal was to play four forwards with Cunha. I get they probably got a lot of criticism from some of the games they play that they need more help in the middle. But Paqueta is not. Paqueta is creative, but it's not. He doesn't run enough to me. One thing I want to say about something actually, because I hear a lot of times the football authorities in Jamaica talk about how fast we are, how physical we are. And I find it interesting. Nowadays, people kicking the football off. They kick it out of bounds, don't they? And kick it deep to keep you. I don't know why you not try to find your own man with the ball pass, actually. But we are off. And I'll come back to what I was saying previously. Oh, Morocco is slick, people. Slick passing by Morocco. And they're playing in New Jersey, which is not far from where I am, but I will not be going to any games, not giving FIFA my money. I'll stay home and watch the games on TV. It's always a great atmosphere going to the game, but Brazil, pretty confident, playing short passes. They're going to go long eventually. Good tackle by Morocco. Oh, brilliant turn. That should be a yellow card, referee. What a brilliant turn. He left Ibanez in a heap. I'm not sure who made that turn a while ago. Oh, brilliant turn. Brilliant turn. Here comes Morocco coming forward. Brazil backing up. Morocco turned it over, play out of bounds by and controlled by Morocco. And by the way, I think Brahim Diaz is a very good player. He's the one just turned the play a while ago. He's a very, very skillful player. Obviously played at a very high level, but really good player. I think Brazil are going to have an interesting day today. This is a team that's not afraid of them because a lot of these players have played against these players or played at a high level. And Carlos Ancelotti, one of the most successful managers in the history of football, won a bunch of Champions League with Real Madrid, is the coach for Brazil, their first foreign coach. Let's see if he's the first foreign coach ever to win a World Cup. Here comes Morocco. Foul against. Why people roll over nowadays like they do, as if he got killed? It's a good move by El Canos, but he got touched, but he wasn't that bad. El Canus, I should say. People in the chat, thanks for joining the program. Appreciate you being here. You can put your comments in, I'll put them up. But also hit the like button while you're here. Free kick to Morocco, just outside on the right side of the Brazil goal. Not the best free kick. Didn't beat the first man. Brazil played it out, picked up by Morocco. Morocco seemed pretty comfortable. Brazil not really chasing. They're not playing pressing the defense. They're up by the halfway line, but just strolling around. And that's what the U.S. is bringing people. That suffocating defense, that press creates problems. So Brazil is trying to time their press. Now they're trying to press, but Morocco is playing around it. I think Brazil is going to have a very hard time today. Morocco looks very, very slick. Poor decision by El Canus a while ago. Good move by Paqueta, but he got dispossessed. Game looking for some rhythm. We're in the 5th minute, 4:32. Morocco coming forward. They have space. Hakimi, I think, is wide right, open on the right side. Ball play out to him. Plays back inside. Poor control. So far, Morocco dominating possession. They don't look intimidated at all. In fact, they're pretty confident. And Diaz look really, really good. Diaz has it. Is open, looking to shoot. Shoots, played out by Brazil. Out of bounds for throwing. As you know, the rules have changed. You have to throw the ball in a certain time period. So you can't do like Arsenal does, procrastinate, delay, go home and eat dinner and come back before you throw it in. Brazil can't even touch the ball. They have not played so far. Here's El Canus, beat his man nicely. I think he's going to have fun with this defender today. He's just dancing and prancing. Oh, brilliant move. Is that? Oh, that should have been Morocco just messed that up. That should have been a goal, actually. Brilliant move by that looked like Maserati playing like he's a winger. That was a brilliant move. That actually should have scored. Elanaki should have hit the net. Yeah, that was poor shot on his part. He probably should have taken his time and stop it and put it in the net. He had time. Brazil can't touch the ball. Morocco dominating. Shot blocked. Here comes Brazil. They turn it over again. Brazil cannot get on the ball. Morocco looks fitter, quicker, just as technical. Brilliant move by Morocco. Shoot across the goal, out of bounds for a goal kick. That was a shot by Hakimi. Morocco is dominating. It's not even close. Brazil fans may be nervous if this continues. I'm sure Morocco's team is also very fit. I don't think the defense is suspect. The wing, the right, left, and right back are suspect, but I don't think the center halves are good. Because Brazil, Paqueta, inside, got fouled. But Brazil going forward and turns over by Casemiro. Really bad turn there. I don't see Guimaraes. I don't see Casemiro enough. And they're going to struggle as the game stretches because it's very hot out there. Morocco just look like the better team. This team going to be hard to beat, people. They're quick. They're skillful. They're technical. They're moving the ball. A lot of them have learned their football in Europe. They learned it in Morocco. Good move by Brazil there to win that ball. Brazil coming forward. Igor Thiago. He doesn't have a pass, though. He goes wide. So Brazil is starting to walk it up. Ball play to Marquinhos. Goes to Paqueta. Ball back to Marquinhos, to Gabriel. Poor turnover there by, is that Guimaraes? That's a bad turnover. No, that was Guimaraes. It was Casemiro. Shot by Rafinha, blocked, and here comes Morocco again. A brilliant move by El Khanouchi, just having fun. It's 4 against 3. Morocco coming forward. They have numbers. Brilliant turn inside. They have men of the box shoots blocked by Brazil. Oh, that's not a good hit at all. Is that Hakimi? That should be a foul on him. Probably should get a yellow card. He was never going to win that ball. Yeah, Morocco is looking like Brazil. Are we sure Brazil is not in the red and green? That was not good by Hakimi. He was never going to get that ball. Are we sure Morocco is not in the red and green? They have to be the ones who are getting paid a lot of money and all these stars, because the team in the yellow look like they're out at sea. Morocco is slick, quick, technical. You can see they've spent a lot of time playing together and practicing, actually. You know what's going on? Morocco is good, people. Don't get it twisted. They're good. They're a good team. But Brazil also not playing well. Brazil looks slow and old. Look how Paqueta just turned that ball over a while ago. Here comes. That's a poor turnover by Paqueta. Oh, he's just dancing through. That's a foul there. Free kick to Brazil. The Moroccans are very skillful and very slick. Very skillful, very slick. El Khanouchi, Diaz, Elenaki, all very slick and skillful. To me, Paqueta doesn't fit in this side. I'm sorry, he doesn't. I'd probably play Cunha instead of Paqueta. He doesn't fit the team. And he's not playing at high enough level to be at this level, frankly. Here comes, this is going to be ugly, you know. Shot by Morocco. Morocco looks like Brazil. I'm telling you, it's Look how the US looked yesterday. One-touch passes, a lot of triangles, and a lot of slick 1-2 passing. Morocco coming forward again. You get him coming to the passes there so quick. Time you meant to mention a name, the ball's already gone. See, it's one-touch passing, and Brazil not working hard enough. Now, what Brazil needs to do is just settle down first, drop back, and pick your point where you want to press. Look how wide Saberi is, and look how open he was. Now El Canus is wide, Saberi is wide. Brazil needs more support. They look out at sea. Here comes Brazil. Good 1-2. That's a foul. Free kick to Brazil. Brazil is not in this game, and it's only going to get worse for Brazil because they're going to get tired. Trust me, they're going to get tired. Their midfield is a little bit seasoned. They're going to need Neymar because at some point Neymar may not be fit or whatever, but when he gets on the ball, he can keep it. It's hard to take it off him. So they're going to play him at some point, but then today, they may have to bring people like Hendricks in. They'll have to make some change at some point because they don't look good. Here comes Brazil. I don't know. Ibanez and Douglas Santos doesn't impress me, I'll be honest. None of those players impress me. Here comes Brazil. Paqueta turns it over again. But Brazil wins it back. Rafinha goes wide to Vinicius Jr. First time he has a chance to run by somebody. Goes by him. Trying to cross. Oh, Thiago misses it. That was a chance. Didn't come with enough pace, but he did miss that one. It's a good cross of Vinicius Jr. Thiago just missed it. That was poor on his part. Yeah, he missed it. It didn't come enough pace, but he still missed it. And Thiago knows he's on thin ice because a lot of Brazilians probably want Hendricks to start. So he's got to score his chance when he gets them. Here comes Brazil. Marquinhos to Alisson. Morocco just looks so slick, though, and fluid. Alisson trying to find Vinicius Jr. or Thiago. Ball headed out to... So Rafinha is playing in the middle. It's a really interesting setup by Brazil, though. Brazil coming forward. Gabriel to Casemiro. Back to Paqueta. Or not Casemiro, sorry. Looks like more like Guimaraes. I don't think Ibanez or Douglas Santos give me any confidence in Brazil. And we say possession is almost half. I don't see it. I think Morocco has been, maybe they have much more, what I call effective possession. Brazil trying to go along, but that's a waste. I don't know if Thiago is going to survive halftime. Yeah, I know about 18-year-old, actually. In fact, he just played for France not too long ago. You just brought him in. I hear you, Chris. A lot of players, big side. It's a big side. But they recruit them throughout the process because the 18-year-old just got brought in. And his name is, what's it, Budai? Abodai. Can't even pronounce it. Brazil trying to build something up, trying to get some comfort on the ball. They need to get Vinny Jr. more on the ball and Rafinha. I think Vinny probably getting frustrated because he's not getting enough touches. Yes, they are. And Jamaica is going the opposite direction because they have no administration. But that's another story for another day. Because the administration is focused on winning at all costs, which is what you have to do. They're not focused on just being local in their thinking and having cronies in positions. Brazil trying to walk the ball up the field. But with all Morocco's possession, I think Brazil probably had the best chance with Igor. One could say the chance that Morocco had when the ball was in the mid, the 18-yard line or just inside was better. But I think Thiago had a very good chance. Brazil now retaining possession. Vinicius Jr. to Paqueta. He has a chance to go wide, decided not to. Cross into the box. Thiago is there. Keeper comes out sharply. I don't think we should say hate. We don't like how they operate. Let's not use those extreme terms. Let's just say we can do better. Much better. Brazil now dominating possession. Morocco started out really well, but now Brazil is taking charge, getting their feet wet, and playing like how they expect to play, given their quality. And Morocco has dropped back. I think teams also going to conserve themselves given this heat. Poor ball. Is that Rafinha? That's a horrible pass he tried to make a while ago. Really poor. Here comes Morocco. Brazil is now doing what we call selective press. And they're winning back. The ball is back, actually. Here they come. Ball played in. They have numbers. Rafinha, fine. Vinicius Jr. is wide open and he miscontrols. Wow. That was poor by Vinicius. He had it. He got in a good spot. Rafinha gave it to him. He's got to do better in that pass. All he had to do was pull it. See? He miscontrolled it. Came hard, but it had to come quickly. We ain't doing nothing. Our recruiting has been atrocious. Unseen is part of the problem, people. I'm going to call you out unseen. You're locally trying to support the F3 of Jamaica. You guys make excuses for everything. Jamaica making some progress thing like coaching, but the recruiting is not good. The recruiting is awful. I think you guys don't understand what recruiting means. Because you're bringing a lot of diaspora players doesn't mean you're recruiting well. You're not recruiting selectively. You're not recruiting and building relationship with people. You're just bringing a bunch of people who they want to play for Jamaica. And some of them don't necessarily have the ability to play for Jamaica. And the people you should be pursuing from an early age, you're not doing it. And because you have the under 20 and under 17s, and you don't bring them in or good, they're not coming to play. Brazil has a shot on the edge of the box. And a lot of people in Jamaica had a problem. YouTubers alike and the media, biggest problems in Jamaica, along with the people in position. You guys are just annoying, and I've gotten to the point where I don't want to hear it anymore. The recruiting is awful. I know the recruiting is awful. I talk to people. I know people who have brought in a lot of young players, and they get ignored because they're under 17 and 20 to have their damn quota system, which is where you recruit kids. You don't recruit them when they're 24, 25, 26. You bring them in 17, 80, you indoctrinate them, and you get them to want to be part of a community. They don't want that. They want a bunch of local players who can't play no football at a young age to be in the national team. That's what they want. And they're not coaching them. But anyway, we had to watch Brazil. We can't talk about Jamaica all the time because they know what they're doing. Uh-oh. Goal! Morocco. Sabari with a brilliant through pass right between Marquinhos and Gabriel. Poor defending by the center half there. Too square. And that ball beat everyone, and Allison was in no man's land. Where was Allison going anyway? Allison was nowhere. He's part of the problem. Right down the middle. That should never happen to footballers at this level. Never. right down the middle. Sabir was wide open. He put it in the gut net. You can talk how you want to talk, Unseen. You guys are part of the problem. And like I say, I can't stop from talking. You can't stop me from talking. Uno part of the problem, Unseen. Uno, all I know. Licky, licky. All I know, licky, licky. That's why you can't come out and say nothing about speed and the JFF. Because no licky. Me a call him out now. Since you know I'm go nuclear. All I know, licky, licky. Brilliant goal. Brilliant, well taken. Allison's in no man's land. Morocco 1, Brazil 0. Brazil has not threatened the keeper yet. So you can't hit me. I don't know why hit me, people. All I know Jamaica can't hit me. I don't care. I call it, let me see it. But we don't hear talk about Brazil. I don't want to talk about Jamaica thing, people. And I kill the program with the Jamaica thing. I kill my vibes. I don't want to do nothing about on Jamaica. We just talk about Brazil and Morocco. And Brazil has to do better. Marquinhos and Gabriel cannot be caught that square. That's especially Marquinhos because he came from the left side. Not surprised, Chris. Not surprised. As I said to people, when Jamaica played Curacao in Jamaica, we had 4 locally born players playing on the forward line. 4. Nicholson, Cephas, Dixon, and Whisper. Let me laugh, people. We don't want to talk about Jamaica, people. We don't want to talk about Jamaica. Waste of time. That ball went right down the middle. Hydration break. We're in the... That's bad by Brazil, though. You cannot give up a goal like that. That's heresy. And Morocco tricked them. Play deep. They lose the ball. They counterattack. Some people want to call it transition. The counter was all over. Awful defending by Brazil. I have nothing against Rudolph Speed, people. Don't be bad against Rudolph Speed. I get along with Speed sometimes. When I don't criticize him, we get along. When I criticize him, he hates it. But I don't reward failure in life in anything. I don't reward failure. And the JFF has not apologized for killing the fans' hope about football. JFF has not apologized. Instead of apologizing, they try to convince us that we're the problem. We should get over it. Him for leave, yes. Him for leave. No part of the problem. I was a support the nonsense. I was come up with some argument for justify Wagwan. I was a justify Wagwan. No, unseen. You can't justify nonsense, unseen. Nobody knows if you have your own view, no, unseen. You can have your own opinion. But anybody who has support this administration right now, given what transpired, I have a problem with it. I have no problem with people having different opinion. They should. We're not robots to be all agreeing. But call out the people, unseen, whenever you ever call them out for what they did, unseen, whenever you ever call them out for what they did. Whenever you ever call them out and say, you know what Speed was nonsense, Speed is conflicted. The fact that Speed have the audacity to think he can own Cavalier, coach Cavalier, the sporting director for Cavalier, on the board for JFF, be the coach for Jamaica national team. Those are some of the worst conflict you can ever think about. And we think it's okay. And people like you now call him out. How the hell can you live in Jamaica? How can you be in football and say that cannot be okay, people? The man interviewed and asked Speed whether or not he would still coach Cavalier or whatever. And he say, it depends. I guess it depends on the money. And you sit there and think, but them people are some mad people. Anyway, Brazil is under the cuff, as they say in England. Under the cart. No, I agree, Unseen, that we can be respectful. I don't disagree, Unseen. And I think we should be respectful. So people, we don't want to not send on nothing derogatory to Unseen. We can't call him out, but don't send on derogatory. And I agree with that, Unseen. It's not right to be disrespectful. But me not call out the thing, Unseen, when me see certain things we not agree with. So for example, I tell people all the time, I got along with Speed really well enough. I got along with it with Mr. Rick is very well enough. Excellent, me I tell the people that no, them ban me. Them say that ban me no, you know. They don't like me, they hate me guts. But I don't have any. My allegiance is to Jamaica, not to any individual. That's my allegiance. Brazil coming forward. They're done 1-0. They're still going to make the next round, regardless. But Morocco is not to be joked with. And as someone saying, Morocco just recruited an 18-year-old player. As Chris Simic just said. He played for France under 21 a few months ago. He's now in their team. That's how they recruit. They're not recruit some bunch of old man who not ready. Or anybody who want to put them saying they want to play for Jamaica. If you want to play for Jamaica, yeah, you can come and put your information in, but if you're not good enough, you can't play. The JFF has never recruited players in a strategic way. Never. I know this for a fact. Can't tell me nothing. And tell you what, this is going to sound contradictory on my part. Rudolph Speed has done the best job of recruiting for Jamaica. Let me say this again. Rudolph Speed has done the best job recruiting for Jamaica. But him can't coach my team, can him mess up the World Cup. Here comes Morocco again, and they have numbers, and Brazil is scrambling. They have numbers. Shot just past the post. That was Hakimi. Yeah. Brazil is going to get a difficult tournament if Vinicius Jr. don't play no defense. Vinicius Jr. ass is lazy. He's a lazy footballer, people. He only plays offense. So what happens is your left back and your left outside midfielder is always going to be under pressure. Here comes Brazil. Is this Ibanez out to Rafinha? Rafinha coming forward. Plays it inside to Casemiro. He doesn't see the man beside him, but he fends him off and then runs into trouble and loses it. If you're a midfielder, people, like Casemiro, what I got, you need to glance. Casemiro has to glance. See, he's not behind. Casemiro can't handle this. Pace too quick, plays too hot. It's going to be too hard for Casemiro. He's not playing well. The midfield is Brazil's problem. Here comes Morocco again. Morocco coming forward, and they're pretty skillful too. Now, Brazil is going to still be in the game. They got to make some changes, though. I think this midfield between Casemiro to me and Guimaraes are too similar in how they play. You don't have no Declan Rice with legs in the midfield for Brazil. You need legs, and Paqueta is worse. Oh, what a brilliant turn! Is that Diaz? He's having a stormer. He just destroyed Paqueta, and that left back for Brazil, Ibanez, in already. No, we're not in any fight on the channel. We're here to watch Brazil play Morocco. The Jamaican thing get emotional because we didn't make the World Cup, but we don't want to fight on the channel. Cross by, that was a good setup by Brazil is sleeping. That header was wide open. Here goes Morocco again. They're looking for a slick 1-2. Shot, ball blocked. Here comes Brazil, turns it over. That's Paqueta being cute. Paqueta going to call you guys this game. You need to take Paqueta is going to cause Brazil this game. Paqueta can't play them kind of football. You need room and time to play football. And turn the ball over again. That's his third turnover in a row. He's having a stinker. You might as well put Cunha up on the field. Cunha is going to work hard because that Man U does work hard. A while ago, Marquinhos just chested the ball onto Morocco. Brazil is out of sync. They're out of sort. They're playing like a bunch of Mavericks, not playing like a team. Morocco's playing like a team. Look at that slick movement. Here goes Morocco again. And Diaz is having a field day. He tried something slick a while ago and turned it over. Do you guys see Vinicius Jr. in the picture? Look at this. He's just coming back now. See Vinicius Jr. in the picture at all? He just come back a while ago. Man played no defense. Zero defense. Here goes Morocco again. Morocco needs to be calm in front of goal, though. Yep. Thanks, Justin, for the information. And by the way, the kid who just scored, he's supposed to be going to Bayern Munich for 53 million, including add-ons. He's 25-year-old, play for PSV Eindhoven. Sabari, and he's going to Bayern Munich. So a big player. And then the 18-year-old is at Lille. His name is Bodai, born 2007. He plays central midfield. I think someone mentioned here that Arsenal is interested in him. So a lot of big players for a lot of big teams. They're not just... They'll be able to recruit well and get the better players. We're told that all these players want to play for England. Here comes Vinicius Jr. He has space. He comes inside. Try to come inside. He does. Plays it to Rafinha. Oh, turnover. Back to Vinicius Jr. Down at the touchline. Comes inside looking to shoot. Go! Oh! Lazy Vinny Jr. When he has the ball, he finds energy. Brilliant goal. Far corner. Keeper had no chance. What a shot. What a goal. Well, if you isolate him one-on-one, he's going to roast the right back, even though he plays zero defense. I don't know where Hakimi was, but Hakimi overlaps a lot. I got to see that goal again. Brilliant goal. I see Hakimi, and Hakimi's the captain. Let's see what happened. But nobody can mark Vinny one-on-one anyway. Nobody came out Vinny one-on-one. Brilliant goal by Vinny. So ball came to Vinny. He had 2 men around him. He played it back. Came back to him to Guimaraes. And he just cut inside and put it far corner. That's Hakimi's people. As a footballer, that's not Hakimi. That's number 24. It was Ilenaki. You cannot allow the forward to go inside. The sideline is your friend, people. Anybody who's a footballer, if you're young playing football, if you have the man down by the touchline, you have to say, you know what? You're going to beat me at the touchline because then the sideline is my friend. You cannot allow him to cut back inside. That's what Vinny does. No matter what he does, no matter how much fake he give you, just say, you know what? The sideline is my friend. It's helping me. I'm not allowing you to go back inside. Because when he goes inside, the whole goal is open in front of him. That's poor defending. Poor defending. So if you're a footballer and you're young and you're playing in that position, any position you play, if you have somebody down by the touchline, you cannot allow them to cut back and get the space. You got to force them. If you have an overcommit, let them go baseline. Let them go baseline. Or in the touchline. And unseen, you should be telling people that unseen because you're a coach. Here comes Morocco. They have numbers. Brazil is back, but they're scrambling. I think Brazil is weak on the right and left back side with Douglas Santos and Ibanez. Foul by, is that Vinicius Jr.? Maybe he shouldn't play defense because he doesn't know how to. He didn't foul him. Come on, Hakimi, get up. Stop that. Barely touch you. If you just join us, we are observing the game between Morocco and Brazil tied at 1. Sabiri, who is on his way to Bayern Munich from PSI Eindhoven, scored the first goal. True ball. Sorry, people. I have to respond to somebody here. Cross in the box, headed out by Brazil. Morocco has it. Diaz in the box. Alisson with a really good punch. I can see Brazil making some second half change. I think Thiago hasn't got much service though. Good pressure by Brazil. Keeper lobs it forward. Ball all the way through to Alisson. That's a waste by the keeper. So Unseen, do you want Rudolph Speed to coach Jamaica? Oh, so Unseen doesn't care who gets the job. No, it's not 4-4-2. They're playing 4-3-3. They're playing 4-2-3-1. It's 4-2-3-1. But Paqueta is lost in the midfield. That's a problem. Here comes Gabriel to Guimaraes. Guimaraes trying to go over the top, Trying to find poor pass by Guimaraes. Come on, Guimaraes. Trying to find his right back, Douglas Santos. I think it's Douglas Santos. I'm not familiar with Brazil right or left back. I know Ibanez plays out in Saudi Arabia, but that's it. Oh, Ibanez is on the right. Douglas Santos on the left. Yeah, it wasn't that crazy. The defender made a horrible mistake. There's no way Vinny should be able to cut inside. I don't care what Vinny does. If he beats you on the baseline, fine. Cannot let him go inside. Oh, brilliant turn by Diaz. He's having a field day. And that's a bad foul by Brazil there. By Casemiro. The thing that they're doing really well, and that includes Ilanaki, Diaz, is look at their turn, people. When the ball comes into them, look at the turn they make when they get the ball. Their ability to anticipate the tackle, ride it, and move the ball quickly is what getting Brazil in trouble. And Brazil is slow getting there. Both Casemiro, Guimaraes, Paqueta, they're slow getting there. Free kick to Brazil has not tested the keepers yet, even though they scored. Ball played up by they isolated 1-on-1. Good play by Douglas Santos there. Vinny. Is that Vinny out there? That's a good goal by Vinny, though. Keeper had no chance. Well, frankly, the ball was kicked hard, but it wasn't that far from him. It wasn't that far from him at all. Here comes Brazil. Ball played down the line. Should be a foul, referee. Referee says, yep, it's a foul against Paqueta. If you just join us, we're in the 38 minutes of play. Brazil versus Morocco. Brazil leading. Sorry, not leading. It's game tied at 2. Sabiri scored for Morocco, and Vinny Jr. does what he does. Got a brilliant goal for Brazil. Ball played out to Ibanez, going on to Rafinha. Booted out to Paqueta. Brilliant touch. Trying to find, I think that's Guimaraes. A lot of bodies in here. And Morocco came out with it. And very slick movement. Ball played behind Sabiri, and here comes Brazil again. They got to find Vinny Jr. more one-on-one, though. Vinny comes inside and get it and turns it over. He's now miscontrolled 2 very easy passes. Ball thrown to Vinny. Vinny beat his man. Nicely beat 1. Slick 1-2. Here comes Thiago. Plays it out to Ibanez. Guimaraes. Marquinhos. Ibanez to Thiago. Thiago, not having the better game. His touch got to be better, people. In that those tight spaces, your touch have to be quick, the ball have to be settled, and you have to get to someone. His touches are not what they should be. And then he does Vinny, even though he scored. Here comes Brazil again. So Morocco is now in a counter-attacking mode to me because they're not pressuring the ball. Ball over the top, trying to find Rafinha. Just over his head. Ball plays out to Vinny, and Vinny has him at 1-on-1 against Hakimi. Good tackle there. Ball out of bounds, throw into Brazil. I see Mandani's at the game with Governor Hochul. So a lot of New York politicians at the game. Poor pass, trying to find Rafinha. By Paqueta out of bounds. Throw into Morocco. Neymar's on the bench. I guess he must still be injured. But he's not changed. He's going to play in this tournament at some point, though. Uh-oh. Morocco won it. Somebody jump out the tackle. Who was that? Was that Vinny? And here comes Morocco. It looked like it's Diaz on the right. Plays it wide. To Hakimi. Nice cross in the box. Headed out by Brazil. Headed out by Paqueta. Hakimi with a bad touch. Paqueta found from behind. Free kick to Brazil. 41st minute, 42nd minute. Score tied at 1. He's not doing well at CONCACAF. Well, what does it mean by CONCACAF level unseen? Because when he gets to CONCACAF and plays in the last 16, he doesn't do well. He does well in the Caribbean. I'm going to say do well in CONCACAF. I'm not conflating the two. He does brilliant in the Caribbean, but when he gets to playing against MLS team, just go home. Maybe lucrative, but he goes home. Here comes Brazil. Very, very slick passing. Ibanez plays it outside to Guimarães. Guimarães try to cross, wins it back on the sideline, tripped over, is going to get a free kick. No, referee says no. Guimarães still has it. And try to find Rafinha. Brazil is really pressure, but it turns it over, and here comes foul against Brazil against Abraham Diaz. And referee says yellow card. The yellow card's been dished out. Casemiro has one. Ibanez has one. I think that's a harsh yellow card, though. But he shouldn't have fouled. He didn't have to foul me. He won that ball, actually. Jamaica need a new JFF board. That's what I need. Jamaica's biggest problem is the board and the people on the board. But they're the ones running the football. President's on the board. All of them people putting on board and rolling on hill. All of them. Here comes Morocco again. 44th minute. Score tied at 1. Brazil has come back in this game, but they're not getting enough service to the center forward. Here comes Brazil. Ball is with Guimarães. Needs to go wide. He does. To Douglas Santos. Ball plays inside to Vinny. Vinny trying to play a ball over the top, which was never there. Poor pass by Vinny. I love how Morocco's players, their turn is quick. He just turns it over, but their turn is pretty quick. When they get it, they slow down the play, and then they move quickly. Foul against, is that Rafinha? Free kick to Brazil. By the way, people, if you haven't hit the like button, get me up to 50, people. We only had 46. Give me the 50. This is Brazil versus Morocco, tied at 1. Neymar has been fit for the last 10 years. And some of the Flash G, you know, you talk about Flash G, but Neymar has been fit for the last 10 years. Neymar partied too much. Free kick to Brazil. Casemiro trying to play a very flat ball, poor ball by Casemiro, and here comes. So there's a lot of counterattacking being done by Morocco now, I notice. They're just trying to sit back, and then when they get it, they just want to run. That's how they score their goal. And here they come with very slick passing inside. Morocco coming forward. Morocco just in the middle of the Brazil half. They'll slow the game down. Trying to catch their breath. At the same time, play through Brazil. Yeah, they're very slick actually. They let the ball do the work. Even when they're even when they're taking possession and they're moving the ball, let the ball do the work. Poor pass by the keeper. Ball played out to what was that? That's Paqueta coming forward, looking for a pass. Plays it wide to Douglas Santos. He put it in the middle. He does. Paqueta, brilliant shot. Good save by the keeper. Really good play by Paqueta there. Try that side kick. I wouldn't call it a bicycle hover kick. Good pass. Scissors kick. And it was going into the far corner, actually. Probably would have hit the post. Keeper made a good save. Didn't have enough pace on it. Good save by the keeper, though. He may have just hedged up in the corner. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, corner being taken by Brazil. Brazil is not back in the game, people. This is more of the Brazil we expected. Morocco started off real fast, real quick, but I'm sure the heat is part of the problem. And where you're from. Corner by headed out. Oh, that was close. That was close. Marquinhos believed that it's corner to Brazil. VAR should intervene actually. Let's see what happened. Yeah, I think it went up a Moroccan player. It didn't touch Marquinhos. But I know there's a new rule. There's a new rule for when you give a corner, you shouldn't. I don't know what the new rule says. Just join us. We have 4 minutes of extra time. We have 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining for this period. Score is tied at 1. I call him Paqueta. He played at West Ham. I saw them people call him different thing. You want to call him Paquet what? Paqueta. I call him Paqueta. I'm not Portuguese, I'm Spanish. Here comes Vinicius Jr. Oh, he's been taken down, but referee says not a foul. Morocco coming back and loses it. Foul against Brazil. Free kick to Brazil. Free kick to Morocco, sorry. I can see why the ref didn't give that foul against Hakimi. I think Vinny had to scoop that ball over him right there. Morocco is able to get some of the better players who play born in Europe. So their association with the diaspora is much better than Jamaica's diaspora in terms of the football community. Here comes Brazil again. And it's halftime of this game between Brazil and Morocco. Score tied at 1. Neymar is not a top player anymore, but he has moments. All right, people, I'm going to take my normal 1 minute break because I do that every period now because I got to refresh my mind and go into my booth and come back out. So I'm going to take what the hell did I do? I'm going to take my halftime break and I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to give you an interlude of music. I'll be back in a bit. Don't go nowhere. We're here to have fun. All right, so much for the music. Thanks for still being here. And if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. So it's halftime of this very lively game between Morocco and Brazil. We expected a good game. We have gotten a good game. Let me put this up on the screen. I don't know why it's not working. All right, let me take this off. I'm not sure why this is there. So these are some of the stats. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can broaden this. Here's some of the stats. As you can see here, interesting stats for the first half. In terms of possession, it's 54-46. Trying to pull this up, people. I don't know why this is operating this way. All right. The system is messing up, but anyway, it is 54-46 in terms of possession. I think Morocco started off probably better stats in terms of Morocco. One big chance for each team. 12 shots by Morocco to Brazil 6. One save by each keeper. But it showed that Morocco has been a little bit wild in terms of their shooting, because if they only have 12 shots and Alisson only made one save, that means they're not been on target. And then Brazil has had 2 corners, Morocco none, 8 fouls apiece. Passes are pretty close. 257 to 218. Tackles are close. Free kicks are the same. Brazil has 2 yellow cards, which they have to be concerned about. Morocco doesn't have any. And Brazil picked the yellow cards up from Morocco's ability to turn so quickly. And Brazil, with their slow midfield, not reacting as they should. So you see the halftime stats, they're pretty even, frankly, and reflective of the score. So not necessarily surprising. Should be a better second half, I would think. I'd expect both teams to make some changes, especially Brazil. And we'll see how that goes. Let me take some comments in the chat. There's a whole conversation. Unseen has come and take home to the chat. So Unseen, you should call in Unseen. Call in Unseen. Call in and make a case. Call into the program, make a case, Unseen. And I'll put the number on the screen for you. Call in and make a case, Unseen. There's a number, Unseen, at the bottom. Call in and make a case. Because you have doing a lot of talk in the chat. So call in and make a case as to who you support, who you don't support. Is Kranky right for beating you? Is Kranky way off base? We're curious to know. Curious to know, Unseen. I'm trying to put the comments up, but you can't even see them too well, given the background. StreamYard needs to do a better job of making the comments more pronounced. I got to send them a comment on that. Yeah, Nitro, I know. There's a lot of comments about an 18-year-old who played for France about 3 months ago and is now in their World Cup team. They do recruit really well, and they recruit some of the better players in Europe. Hakimi is one of the better players. Sabiri is one of the better players. They have a number of very good players that they've recruited, unlike Jamaica, who seem to... Jamaica's recruiting is what you call reactive recruiting. It's not proactive recruiting. That's their problem. It's reactive recruiting. So I recruit based on a number of different factors and situations, but I'm not recruiting because I really want to recruit. If somebody come to me and say they want to play, I say, okay. In fact, the JFF has said this, which is, you need to come to them because you know how they are, right? They did it with the girls too. You need to come to them if you want to come play for Jamaica. We do you a favor, come play for me. Most people who want people can play for their teams, like Balogun to the US, bunch of them are every country. They do proactive recruiting. They go out, meet the players, even meet their parents. They talk to them as juniors, and they may not be successful, but they build a relationship. So even if they don't play for that country, there's an association made, and they could contribute in different ways. We don't have people in the JFF with the humility to subject themselves to what they call something which is beneath them. Some people call it begging people to come play for you. Whatever term you want to use, which is not good, they think that way. So it makes it difficult. We need to stop saying Jamaica recruit people. They don't recruit. They try to get Mason Greenwood. They may have gone to Jonathan Rowe. They don't really recruit in the real sense of persistent recruiting. They don't recruit. We should not be confusing what real recruiting is. But no, this game between Brazil and Morocco, a good game so far. What's your thoughts on this game, people? We seem to be digressing to Jamaica football. We can't help ourselves. I know it's many Jamaicans in the chat, but we can't help ourselves. But no, what are your thoughts on the game? You think Brazil has come back into it? You think Morocco has any surprises? Is this game different from what you expect? Are there any surprises? What do you think about both teams and how they're playing? I think Morocco's team, they start off with a house on fire. They were very penetrative. They were getting the ball out wide. They were beating their men. They were getting the ball in the box. They had some good opportunities at the top of the key, at the top of the 18, which they didn't take. Unseen say it's painful. What's painful, Unseen? The game or the JFF? What's painful? Or us not making the World Cup? Yeah, Morocco does look impressive. So we have a situation. I don't know if it's one player in Morocco, but we had one player from Curacao. Chong was born in Curacao. Now we're saying one player from Morocco. Seems like most of the people are born in their country that they're playing for. And Jamaica said we shouldn't do that. What's the moron man? You know, I'm talking about the moron. Let me rephrase that. I'll take that back. What's the person who was the interim gensec? I'm name. Can't remember name. Didn't even say Jamaica have to move away from getting overseas born players to use local players. There are some mad people in the people. Mad people. You can say, man, they're local when I'm talking about. Maverick, I want him to. In fact, one of the only person, so here's how I get beaten from people. You don't know beat me. One of the only person who has moved away from that is Rudolph Speed. It's amazing how that works. The architect of Jamaica's work of failure is one of the few people in Jamaica is pushing to bring in more overseas players because he realized when you're in the hot seat, you need to get the best players. You can talk all you want to talk when you're outside. And part of his problem was he was trying to get players sold. So he needs players in the national team to get them sold. And people can't seem to realize that. Now he's the coach. He wants to win. So Nitro said Casemiro should be dropped. He looks overweight and slow. Yeah, he does look out of because the heat is unfriendly. In England, there's no heat, right? So the pace may be hot in England, but there's no heat. This heat is stifling. I was outside today because this game is playing in New Jersey, which is not far from, which, as many of you know, is next door to New York, and it was stifling out there. I didn't want to be outside, much less to be playing football. You know, I think we need to stop saying the JFF recruit. JFF don't recruit people. Let's please stop saying that. The JFF does not recruit. Most other countries recruit. Most of this African team, most of the teams are made up of players who were not born in that country. Nowadays. And if you look at some of the other teams, let me just say something to people. Football has changed materially over the years. Countries may have their problems when it comes to race and diversity, but when it comes to sports, they want to win, they play the best player. In the US team yesterday, if those of you who are seasoned and been around for a long time and see the US team, the US used to only have one or two black players, you know. The Kobe Jones of the world, what's the name of the kid that played in Mexico and played in Europe? very thin, small figure. I think he played forward. Beasley and Kobe Jones were the ones there initially. They had few black players. Yesterday, the U.S. had 7 black players on the field. If you look at the U.S. team, Freeman, Richards, Robinson, Des, Balogun, McKinney, Tillman, they had about 7 black players. Des wasn't born in the U.S. Robinson wasn't born in the U.S. So everybody wants to win. The U.S. took 2 years to get Balogun. Balogun was born in the U.S. by chance, left there at 1 month old, was in England all his life, played for the England U team. U.S. tracked him for 2 years. That's how you recruit. Track him for 2 years. Beg him, he could be center forward. He came in, didn't hit the ball off the cover. Eventually, he get acclimated, and now he's a starting center forward. So yeah. By the way, people, please hit the like button. We are here to watch the Morocco versus Brazil, and it's turned into a discussion on Jamaica football like it normally does. But it's part of the thing. And by the way, people, if you're a basketball fan, I'll be back this evening at 8:30 for the Knicks versus the Spurs. Hopefully it's the last game of the finals, but given how the Spurs are playing, it may not be, because they have been good competitors. They have made bad decisions down the stretch because they're young, but they've been good. And when they get it right, everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Thiago doesn't look good. His touch is off. He looks out of place, actually. I can see somebody like Cunha coming in or Hendricks coming in. And Hendricks had a great season in France. Has played well, looks slick. So we'll see. I don't think they have any replacement, though. Do they have real replacement? They need some younger legs for Casemiro. Yeah, I could see that happening. How many Spurs win now? They win 1 already, and they could have won 4, frankly. They could have won all 4. They played good enough to win all 4. Teams are coming back out. I see Vinicius Jr., who scored a brilliant goal in the first half. Well, we always seem to have a referendum on Jamaica, eh? No matter what we're talking about, I always end up there. I see Fabinho. He may be coming on for Casemiro, actually. I could see that happening. But Fabinho has been playing in Saudi Arabia, hasn't he? Fabinho was not playing that great at Liverpool when he left, so I don't know. Brazil midfield is old. Devon, I don't know if it's money. I think they love the position. I don't think they love it. They say they love their country. They say they're patriots, but they don't know what that means. They don't understand the self-sacrifice you need to make to be a true patriot. The stadium is packed, people. Look at that stadium. Glorious. In New Jersey, packed stadium. Fabinho coming on. I assume it's for Casemiro. We'll see. Yep. Fabinho's on for Casemiro. Casemiro looked out of sync. Brazil have a problem at the CDM position. I don't think Fabinho is the solution either. I think they have a problem. And they ain't going to get fixed. It's not the tournament trying to fix the problem. They should have fixed it earlier. If they should have somebody like a Gomez who's much younger, but not be as skillful. You need legs, people. You need legs. That's what you need. Legs. In this weather like this, you need a lot of legs. Lots of legs. And here we go. We are off again. Brazil with the ball. Gabriel. Come out wide to Vinicius Jr., who's deep. Plays it back to Gabriel. He's going to go across the field to Marquinhos. Plays it wide, Douglas Santos. So Brazil now keeping the ball really well. I have a feeling that what Morocco is doing is deliberate. They're soaking up the pressure and going to hit Brazil on the counter. I should have been a foul against Paqueta but the referee didn't call it. Ball played out to Rafinha. It goes by his man. Has him 1-on-1. He's against complaints there by Mazraoui, but it's a throw into Brazil. Mazraoui has played well. It's interesting. When these players play for their country, they play so well. Even Mazraoui, who's been be great for Man U sometimes, when he's at Man U, all these players seem to play so well for Morocco. Jamaica has the opposite problem. Players play well for their club and they come play for their country and they look lost. So corner to Brazil, taken by Rafinha. I thought it was a throw-in, but it's just corner. We're in the 47th minute, 46 plus. Brazil 1, Morocco 1. Corner be taken by Rafinha on the left side. You have to watch Gabriel. It's a poor corner. And it goes out for another corner. That's an awful corner by Rafinha. So those of you complaining about Arsenal, we don't take corners like that. It's rare the corner taken by Rice or Saka or Madueke, anybody doesn't hit his target. Here come Rafinha again. You have to lean back, Rafinha. You can't kick the ball so flat. It's another poor corner. Comes over, comes wide, picked up by Vinny Jr. 1-on-1 against his nemesis, Hakimi. Vinny tried to beat him, and Hakimi dispossesses him. And here comes... Oh, that wasn't Hakimi. But he got dispossessed anyway. That was Ibrahim Diaz, actually. Ibrahim, that was Diaz who dispossessed him. So, Morocco with the ball. Morocco in possession, trying to play it around, trying to play it from the back. Brazil with a very what I call a soft press. And they win the ball back, and here comes Brazil. But referee calls a foul. Free kick to Morocco. Is that Hakimi pretending like he's hurt again? You do that too often, Hakimi. Nobody can cry wolf. Let's see what happens. Oh, he did get stepped on by Guimaraes. That wasn't a good foul, actually. That's a legitimate, really bad foul by Guimaraes. He luckily wasn't higher, so he probably got a red card for that. I don't know. Maybe they're more comfortable in the club environment. Or maybe we have no chemistry. Don't know. Goalkeeper with the kick for Morocco. Ball out of bounds. Throw into Brazil. Brazil comes forward. Ball played out, trying to find Rafinha, but he's dispatched by Morocco coming forward. That's Mazraoui. Morocco just playing it around. Brazil trying to be organized defensively. So Brazil now is going to try to press, but as they come to press, and here comes very good tackle by Brazil there, and here comes Brazil on the break, or semi-break ball play to Vinny Jr. Hakimi is no longer there. Vinny has his man 1-on-1. They're 2 against 1. Doesn't matter for Vinny. He's trying to go inside. He's dancing. He's doing his jig cross in the box. No one is there. Played up by Morocco for a throw in. Vinny doesn't care if it's 1 or 2 or 3 on him. He's going to try to find a way to create something out of nothing. Here can Brazil again. Fabinho plays it to Gabriel. Moves to Paqueta. Someone said Paqueta. Ambitious ball trying to find Rafinha, who's not happy. Brazil right and left back. Ibanez and what's his name? Douglas Santos. They're just, I don't think they're at the right level. They're protecting Casemiro from a red, or they're protecting him from himself because he looked out of position, out of shape, out of everything. Brazil have a lot of players warming up, by the way. But it's just over 50 minutes, so people normally warm up at this point in the game. Ball played by Morocco. Morocco looked a little bit, they're not as fluid as they were in the first half. Here comes Brazil again. Slick passing, Paqueta to Marquinhos to Fabinho. Back to Paqueta. Ball to Paqueta. Paqueta got a lot of touches now. Here comes Ibanez trying to beat his man on the line. Crosses it. Played up by. I think they're. I think Thiago needs to go to the near post on that play a while ago. Has to go to the near post. Let Vinny or somebody else cut to the far post. He has to go to the near post. Here comes Vinny. 3 men against him. Ball played to Paqueta. Paqueta now really playing a true 10 across, but he needs to move a little bit more, though. He's asking for the ball. He's taking it. Looking to make things happen. He plays out wide to Vinny. Here comes Vinny again. Vinny Paqueta trying to play some nice slick 1-2. Oh, Guimaraes with a really poor decision there. And here comes, and Morocco is looking for the counter. And Fabinho just created a silly foul, probably get a yellow card when the play stops. Here comes Brazil. Vinicius Jr. tripped up. Referee playing advantage. Here comes Guimaraes. Back to Thiago, to Vinicius Jr. Got dispossessed. Brazil just creating a mayhem with their fouls. I'm surprised Fabinho didn't get a yellow card. In fact, he should have got 2 yellow cards. I don't know these referees ref like this, They give yellow card for something sometime, and Fabinho had made 2 fouls, 2 yellow cards, and got nothing. Here comes Morocco again. Morocco started a house on fire, but they've not been that effective since then. Brazil has taken much more control of the game. Yeah, Hendrick will come in probably about this. I would think about the 65th minute or so. As Rai get away from Rafinha, who's out of the play, and Morocco has numbers. Rai trying to go wide. He does go wide. Brazil is back, but trying to make a slick pass. Good move by Paqueta to win that ball. Ball headed down again by Morocco, headed up by Brazil to Vinny Jr. Vinny controls inside to Paqueta, trying to beat his man. He got fouled and free kick to Brazil. Against Brazil again. Brazil is taking control of the game, actually. Morocco started like a house on fire, and they have slowed down a lot since then. And Fabinho's coming has been fouling quite a bit. Here comes Brazil. Gabriel to Marquinhos. To Douglas back to Gabriel coming forward. Plays it wide to Sarah. Same. I'm always confusing Douglas with Ibanez. They don't even look alike. Douglas on the left, Ibanez on the right. Trying to play a ball through to Ibanez there. That didn't work. Ibanez playing right back and Douglas playing left back. I don't know why I'm getting too confused. They don't even look alike. A lot of Brazilians in the crowd. So Thiago with a really bad foul by Thiago. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe that's frustration from Thiago from not getting much touches, but that was not a good foul. So goal kick to Morocco. We're in the 57th minute. Score tied at 1 between Morocco and Brazil. Here comes Morocco. It's Diaz again. He's been rarely busy. He has 2 men against him and get dispossessed. And here comes Paqueta. Brazil has gained possession again, coming forward. Ball play back to Allison. Being played at Ibanez. Allison out to Rafinha. Not a smart foul. Maybe a smart foul by Mazraoui. Is that Mazraoui or is that? No, that was Mazraoui. That was Diaz, actually. Against Paqueta complaining. He's put his hand in his face to back him off. Whose birthday? You're thinking about? What are you talking about, TJ? Here comes Rafinha. Well, it's not been his game a lot. Has been one-on-one. It's 3 against 1. Rafinha with a really good pass into Paqueta who miscontrolled. Ball played out to Vinny Jr. Vinny has 3 men against him. They're going to go far post. Plays it down to Fabinho, who goes wide. Ball come back to Marquinhos. Morocco has dropped really deep. Ball bit to Vinny Jr. Goes all the way across to Marquinhos. Ball played out to Rafinha. Has man one-on-one. He's going to play it back. Douglas comes inside, back all the way across to Gabriel. Gabriel coming forward. Just trying to see the survey of the field. They need to switch the wing sometimes pretty quickly. Awful ball by Vinny. Ball was played to nobody. You should have tried to find Rafinha on the other side, but even that would have been a speculative ball. Good play by Morocco to get out of trouble. Brazil is going to make a change. One of the players who's warming up seems to be going back to the bench. That'll be their second change because Casemiro was changed at halftime. Fabinho to Paqueta. Paqueta over the top to try to find Vinny Jr., but poor pass. Well, one by Hakimi, and here comes Morocco, and they're trying to break quickly. So Morocco is playing counter-attacking football. That's the game. Their transitions are quick. They're just trying to stay deep, win it, and then try to take it out. Go quick at the Brazilians. Hasn't worked as effective as I'd like in the first half, but here comes Brazil. Poor pass. Rafinha has not had a good game. Not had a good game at all. Vinny Jr. chasing there. And you know he's going to commit a foul. He was going to commit a foul. That's a stop the play. He doesn't want to run anymore. Well, they have special players. Rafinha is a special player. Vinny Jr. is a special player. Andrew's a special player. They're just not producing as they expect them to on the international stage. Brazil making 2 changes. Cunha coming on. Can you see the name of the other player? Paqueta coming off. That change you would expect. I think Paqueta had a decent game. Started off, and Thiago coming off, which is not surprising. Cunha coming on, and who else coming on? Thiago had a tough day. The game is too quick for him. And Luis Enrique coming on. Ball played out. Morocco look like they're getting tired. Maybe they started out too quick. It's not the same Morocco team that started in the first 15, 20, 25 minutes. The game has changed. Brazil has not controlled the game. The game is pretty slow. The heat is probably oppressive. Pressure does that sometimes. And it's hard when it's very compact down. So Morocco is not pressing. Brazil with a really good pass in. Bad touch, Buck. Bad touch in the middle there by, was that Cunha? And he comes down with a lot of energy. Here comes Brazil again. Brazil, the game is being very slow. I think the heat is very oppressive. The game is pretty slow. This is Douglas Santos, plays it inside. The Guimarães, he's foul. Referee says, yeah, that's called a foul. Free kick to Brazil. Yeah, I think they look like they're getting tired out there. And Brazil have quality. The quality is going to shine eventually. And I think when Morocco wins it, they're not keeping the ball really well. Fabinho has a bloody mouth and he's been asked to go to the sideline. That Morocco will make a change. Let's see who comes off. Morocco's make who's coming off. In fact, they're making two changes. Number 15 and number 7 are going to come on. Not sure who are coming off. We'll see in a bit. So number 23, El Canous is off. He started off like a house on fire, and Quinahi is off. Quinahi is number 8. Hasn't been in the game as much. El Canous started off really, really well. He's also slowed down. So number 15, El Marabet is on, and number 7, Talbi is on. 2 changes for Morocco. Brazil has made 3 changes. For Brazil, Casemiro was off. And so were Paqueta and Thiago. In their place, Enrique came on. Cunha, who was surprised, probably didn't start with Paqueta. And then we have Fabinho, who came on, who's on the sideline now with a bloody nose and a bloody mouth. Blood everywhere. So Brazil playing with 10 men. And good move by Morocco pressing. And Brazil trying to play through. Ball played out to Enrique, who been taken down, foul, and trying to speed the game up, and he does. Here comes Brazil. Ball played down the line to Cunha. Cunha does a good job of shielding it. Try to play the ball inside. Ball played upfield by Morocco and Brazil is in control again. Brazil is controlling this game. Fabina's back on ball out to Vini Jr. Vini Jr. is the danger man for Brazil. Good pass by Vini Jr. Find Rafinha. Rafinha with a no-look cross. Ball into Enrique, who turns brilliantly. Plays the ball onto Cross in the box. Played out. Picked up by Enrique. Enrique's came on look very, very lively so far. Marquinhos out to Douglas Santos. Vini Jr. comes inside. Plays it all the way across field. And here comes Enrique again. Plays it out to Acuna. Shot across the box. Just misses Rafinha. That was close. Good cross by Guimaraes. Rafinha was almost there. A little pace off that, and it probably would have been a goal. And when they lose the ball, they're hunting in packs to win it back. That's the thing. When they lose it, they're hunting in packs. So we have the famous hydration break becoming norm in contemporary football. Given the weather, trying to be humane. A lot of players to get a short rest. It also allows advertisement to take place. They can make some money by the media companies. This is the FIFA 2026 World Cup. We're watching game in, what's this, Group D, if I'm not mistaken. Brazil versus Morocco, who finished fourth last year. I'm getting some videos and pictures from the scene in the stadium. See, I can't show them. You hear that, people? Somebody just sent this to me. That's the noise in the stadium, deafening. That's mainly Brazil crowd, by the way. You know, there are a lot of Jamaicans who are Brazilians, really. At least as raised to football, anyway. So if you just join us, or just join the game, it's the 2026 World Cup, Brazil versus Morocco. The score is on the screen. It's tied at 1. Morocco started like a house on fire, but they've slowed down since. And by the way, I get timely update from people in the chat who are sending me stuff, all the information about the players who are coming on the field and where they were born. A lot of these players are born in France, well, all over, in Belgium, France, everywhere. So in the early parts of the World Cup, there are always some surprises, especially in the early round. But when the World Cup settles down, quarterfinal, semifinal, it always works out where the better teams move forward. Last World Cup, Morocco did. I think the previous one, who was it? Was it Croatia? 2018. Yeah, I have a surprise here and there, but most of the major teams always go through because no real small team have won the World Cup. We have seen Denmark win the Euros. We have seen Greece win the Euros. You don't have that in the World Cup. Poor touch there. Morocco coming forward. By Brazil, by Firmino, and then gives the ball away. I think Cunha going to be a difference for Brazil in this. I think he has the ability to be a difference maker. Brazil look like they have fresh legs though, especially the ones that just came on, and the Cunha and Enrique. Now Morocco trying to keep some possession. Here comes Hakimi. Bad defending there. Who was that? Was that Douglas Santos? Bad defending. Morocco coming forward. Marquinhos. Marquinhos almost got taken there. Offside against Morocco, actually. Marquinhos was not happy with the referee. That was much of an offside, actually. It's pretty close. I'm surprised that Enrique comes on versus some of the more well-known players. What does Enrique play in Russia? Gabriel wins it, plays all the way back to Alisson. Alisson plays it wide. Good touch by Enrique. Oh, bad touch there by, who was that? And here comes Morocco again. Ball is football. It's not as slick as you'd expect, actually, at this point in the game. The teams would settle down, ball being played around. And some poor turnovers. Here comes Morocco again. They have numbers. And then turns it over. It's a lot of turnovers. No settled play. No continuity in possession. Here comes Morocco. Hakimi being bumped over. Free kick to Morocco. I see Ice Speed is making his rounds everywhere and filming everything. And he gets to be in everywhere with everybody. He's as big a celebrity as there is out there. He's there with the Ronaldos of the world. So he must be getting access by FIFA to go anywhere he wants to. Here comes Morocco. Morocco now having some really slick passing, really great movement. Morocco coming through the middle. That looked like Sabri. Sabri be coming forward to ball played out wide. Ball in the box, play up by Fabinho. Throw into Morocco. Morocco seemed to have found a second gear. Especially players and the new players who came in. Talbi looks really, really good. He's getting a lot of touches. Or Talibi, I think it is. We have spurts in the game where both teams dominate possession. That's a poor ball a while ago. Not sure he was trying to find turnover. Marquinhos coming forward. We're not seeing a lot of great football, people. Play get broken down. They get in the middle of the park and the play gets broken down. Now, it's two decent teams, but it's not. Players at this level should do a better job of keeping the ball. Here comes Brazil again. We're in the 75th minute. Maybe the team just want to play out and nobody wants to lose their first game. And if you come third in the group, you may run into a very difficult team in the last 32. So you don't want to do that either. I expect these two teams to at least make the last 16, both of them. Here comes Brazil again. Play out to Vinicius Jr. and he turns it over. Poor turnover. And here comes Morocco. The awful turnover by Vinicius Jr. I know he's going to try to win it back. He only fights for it when he loses it. He should never have turned that ball over. He had time, he had space, he had an easy pass. He was going nowhere. He should have laid it back. Morocco has it. Now looking to penetrate. Number 7's come on and started running the team, actually. He's running the show. Since he came on, they've had so much more possession and so much more composure. Morocco looking to go behind, but the space is not there. Now they're moving really well off the ball. Hakimi coming forward. Almost got dispossessed, but got it back. The substitute have been doing a good job, actually, for Morocco. Saïd Barry trying something really critical. Ball across the box, play out by Brazil. Out of bounds, throw into Morocco. Good cross a while ago. Why does everybody think that the game is over? The game is not over, people. Jesus. Yeah, Brazil doesn't look as good as one would expect them to look, to be honest. You expect more fluidity. You expect them to be more dominant possession-wise, but given the level that the team play at, but that's not been the case. Allison trying to go along, trying to find Vinny Jr. Great control by Cunha. And he's trying to play the ball through to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. has man one-on-one. He's out wide. He crosses back to Rafinha, who shoots. Rafinha had more time. Not a good shot. Had more time and a lot of space. If he controlled that ball, he has all day. Good cross by Vinny. Rafinha gets it up to the box. If he doesn't have a right foot, so he put on his right foot. But if he just, that ball he had a while ago, if he turned on that ball, just control with his right foot and turn, the goal is wide open. He could pick his either side. If he truly just controlled the ball with his right foot, if he knew where he was, I don't think he knew where he was. He hasn't had a good game, as far as I'm concerned. I hear you, Conrad. I see a player on the bench for Brazil changing. I don't see Henrik, though. I'm a little bit surprised that he's not going to get a run out. But they really don't have a center forward, though. They're playing Rafinha in the center forward because Enrique is a winger. And now 2 changes by Morocco. Mazraoui is coming off. Mazraoui is number 3. And then El Khanous is coming off. So El Khanous and Mazraoui are off. Salah Eddin and Amemouni are on 21. And then we have a change for Brazil. We see Guimarães coming off. So Bruno coming off. And Danilo was supposed to come to Arsenal way back when, Supposed to come to Arsenal. I'm not sure what happened. Deal didn't go through. Didn't he go to Nottingham Forest? One of those teams. But he's on. Highly rated in Brazil, but not sure as highly rated outside of Brazil. Brazil making the changes. His weather is hot, so you need good substitutes. Ball headed up by Brazil to ball to Fabinho, all the way back to Gabriel. Gabriel going to go across to Marquinhos. Marquinhos probably go on the right to Ibanez. He probably then try to play. He does play it up to Enrique, goes back. And he makes a bad pass, trying to find Rafinha. That pass was never there. Really bad pass. And here comes Morocco. That was a forced pass that was never there. Morocco cross in the box. Blocked by Enrique. Here comes Morocco again. keeping possession really well. Ball played out to Hakimi. And he's dispossessed. Vinicius Jr. have it. And here comes Brazil trying to find Rafinha. Has his man one-on-one out wide. Has space and time. There's nobody in the box. All of Morocco players have come back. There's a collision in the box. Brazil player look hurt. Not sure if that's Vinny Jr. Here comes Cunha. Cunha beat 1-2. Try to shoot. Ball out of bounds. Should be a corner to Brazil. Good move by Cunha. Saw the space, try to take it. Morocco saying it's not a corner. So Cunha had it. No, it's actually not a corner. That could be overturned. It was not a corner. Yeah, it should be overturned. VAR should overturn. It's not a corner. Came off Cunha last. If you're joining us, we're in the last part of the game, 82nd minute. Morocco versus Brazil. You know, all these players that are born, that are come on from Morocco. That was almost a disaster for Morocco, trying to play back ball to the keeper. Almost a disaster. Rafinha couldn't get there. That was Issa. That was not smart. Not a good play. All those players in Morocco, all the substitutes that come on, they weren't born in Morocco. They all seem to come from another country. Spain, France, Belgium. Yeah, that was a dangerous ball a while ago. Keeper did a good job of coming off his line. And keeper is pretending too. He went down before when he hadn't. I don't know why he went down. Issa Diop. What does Issa play for again? I can't remember. Morocco's a good team. A lot of good players. All play for good teams in Europe. I think Issa is just trying to melt the clock, trying to get his team to regroup. I think they have learned the rules that, you know what, let the goalkeeper go down because you can't get substitute goalkeeper. All those new rules, FIFA come in, the goalkeeper is the one going to be pretending that they're hurt going forward. And the keeper's been doing that for, that's his second time going down. He got touched a little bit, but not as pronounced as he make it seem. We're in the 84th minute. We probably get about 5-6 minutes of extra time based on what we've seen so far. Can't say it's the most wonderful game. I think the U.S. game yesterday was much more attractive. Maybe because the U.S. were so good. But U.S. has been the most impressive team so far in the tournament. And I think one of the big thing about the U.S. team is how much energy they exert. And the question is, will they catch up with them later in the tournament? They have a very experienced team, frankly. But they're running hard. I see Zinedine Zidane in the crowd. Well, the goalkeeper has recovered. Why are we not shocked? The Diop is at West Ham. Okay. Yeah, I could remember. Here comes Brazil. Ball out to Cunha. Look at Vinicius Jr. Really bad pass trying to find Rafinha. That pass was never there. Good fight by Cunha trying to dispossess his man. And he's trying to catch him and he can't even catch him. Here comes Brazil again. Cunha plays out to Gabriel, who finds Danilo, back to Gabriel, back to Alisson, who goes back to Gabriel, who plays it inside to Fabinho. Really good play by Brazil just to get out of the danger and get rid of the press. easily maneuver through the press. Ball played up by Marquinhos. Vinny Jr. trying something again and turn it over again. Poor turnover by Vinny Jr. Very poor. That's his second bad turnover and second time he touched the ball. If there's 3 defenders there, just pass the ball and go back into position. And he only presses when he loses the ball. You can tell a selfish player when you know one. Only when he loses the ball, he presses. Rafinha is working really. Look at the difference between Rafinha and Vinny Jr. Vinny jogging, Rafinha sprinting. And Morocco just playing through them as if they're not there. Here comes Morocco. Brazil is well organized defensively. Everyone covering their gaps. Oh, Enrique got beaten there. Almost won that ball, and that would have been very dangerous. Here comes Morocco. We're in the 87th minute. Going on the right side, trying to play it inside. Ball played up by Brazil. Back to Morocco. Morocco now each side taking over possession, basically. And Brazil has dropped back. It's probably, some players are probably pretty tired of being out there, but they've made some good changes. Here goes Morocco again. I think neither of this team want to lose tonight, so they'll be pretty safe. What I like about Morocco, though, is that when they lose the ball, everybody's coming back. Diop trying to go over the top. Not a good pass by Diop. Ball headed out. And Vinny Jr. complaining before he goes to the ball. Here comes Morocco. This is dangerous. Ball played in, headed up by Marquinhos. And number 16 for Brazil, Douglas Santos, or Douglas S, as it says, plays it out for a throw-in. Looked like maybe another change for I think Saibari, who scored that brilliant goal, is being substituted, it appears. He's run himself into the ground. And Rahimi's on for Saibari. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What is Douglas Santos doing? Or Douglas S doing? He doesn't look that safe playing that left back for Brazil. So throw into Morocco. Moroccan coach trying to provide instructions to his players. Hakimi with the throw in. Ball back to Hakimi. Vinny Jr. tried to tackle. The player fell on the ball. I'm not sure he got fouled. And Vinny is laughing to say that was not right, but I'm not sure he truly got fouled. He fell on the ball to force the referee to make a decision. So this is a free kick to Morocco. Brazil are back. If you guys expect the same Samba Brazil, dominant Brazil, that's not happening in this World Cup. I'm curious to see it in front. Ball play over the top, trying to fart out wide. Brazil hasn't reacted well. Here comes Morocco. Really good turn there. Brazil has won it back and come out of that pretty quickly. And here comes Brazil. A foul. Is that Cunha? Yeah, it was Cunha. Free kick to Brazil. And that foul was committed by Elanai or Helna. Yeah, that was his foul. Here comes Brazil. Vinny Jr. almost turned over again. He's down. I think he should be substituted. He's tired. I'm not sure why he's not asked to be substituted. He's tired. It's very obvious. Not that he's worked hard defensively. He's worked hard offensively, but not defensively. Here comes Brazil. Fabinho. Ball play out to Marquinhos. Enrique trying to find. Brilliant ball to Rafinha. He's in. Cuts it back. There's nobody in the box. Brazil didn't really do well in that sequence. Because Brazil again, Vinny Jr. bad pass to Vinny, and here comes Morocco. Trying to break, but the break wasn't on. That was a brilliant pass by Enrique, though. He's looked impressive since he come on. Really impressive since he came on. They may decide to go Rafinha in the middle next game and bench Thiago because Enrique's looked really, really good. Here comes Fabinho. Fabinho plays it wide to Douglas. He goes out to Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. has 2 men on him, trying to go by Hakimi. Does so, and Hakimi forces him out of bounds. He needs to cut that ball back. He should have cut back Hakimi instead of trying to cross it. Good play by Hakimi, though, there's a corner to Brazil, who's chastising his teammates. I guess he probably expected some help. So corner to Brazil, 1-1, 10 minutes of extra time. Wow. Maybe all the time the goalkeeper went down. Brazil's corners have been great. Let's see what Cunha does. Got to try to find Gabriel. Just pretend that you're Arsenal. You're Saka or Rice. It's Rice from the right side. Let's see what Cunha does. Our referee is giving instructions. Good corner by Cunha. In, punched out. Picked up again by Cunha. Trying to beat his man. Being tracked by 2 players. Taking out. Looks like it's another corner to Brazil. The substitute by him who made the tackle. Cunha gave it another corner. The corner has to be it has to be the penalty spot. Why are you going to the goalkeeper? You need to go to the penalty spot. And Brazil made a substitution. Ball punched out by the keeper. Brazil plays it out wide. Goes to Enrique. Really good pass in. Shot saved by the keeper. Who was that? That was Danilo. Nah, he should have crossed that ball, actually. That's not a good play by Danilo. Enrique made a good play. He needs to cross the ball back to Vinny. The space wasn't there, though. So we have 8 minutes remaining in the game, or just 7 minutes, frankly, not 8. Isolation, Marquinhos. Brazil is stretched. Morocco coming forward. Ball played out wide. Good move into the box. Foul post headed up by Brazil. If Vinny Jr. was tracking that ball, people would have won that ball. Him standing up there, that was his ball a while ago to go win. He's just standing and walking. Look at him walking in the field. Here comes Morocco trying to penetrate. But Brazil has been pretty sturdy defensively, apart from giving up that really bad goal in the first half. Morocco really hasn't had a chance since then. Morocco displaying it around. We got 6 minutes remaining. Diop to Hakimi, back to Diop. Good pass down the line. Gabriel tracking his man. Give him a shoulder, out of bounds. And he may have been a foul against Gabriel. Looked like shoulder to shoulder, frankly. Let's see what happens here. It's shoulder to shoulder. Well, he was in his back a little bit. Well, that's big man football. Let's see what they call. Yeah, looked like a free kick. Or a corner. It is a corner. Corner to Morocco. They get into that nervy time of the game. By the way, everyone in the chat, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Corner to be taken by Morocco. It's a good corner. Headed out by Brazil. And throwing to Morocco. Long throw headed up by Brazil. I don't think Morocco has no purpose on their throw. Cunha was trying to come forward, tackle, but Morocco won it back, and Morocco's about 5 players around the ball. Here comes Morocco again. Brazil a little bit scrambling defensively. Poor pass there, ball to Vinny, and he turns it over again. It's got to be his 4th turnover of his last 5 touches. Morocco trying long balls, but the balls are not there. Not really good decisions by the Moroccans, actually. Rafinha is running hard, still running hard at this time in the game. He's pretty fit. Poor header by Gabriel. Header by Fabinho. Fabinho comes forward. Foul. That was Danilo, I think. And free kick to Morocco. So poor header by Gabriel. He should have let that ball bounce. Come, people, get me up to 100 likes, people. Get me up to 100 likes. A friend of mine just texted me, said Brazil now playing no ball at all. You can tell the Brazilian fans, So that's a free kick to Brazil. We're in the 97th minute. Some Brazilians are praying. Brazilians in the crowd. It's mainly a Brazil crowd. Look at that crowd. Few red here and there, but mainly yellow. Good free kick over straight to Alisson. Poor free kick, actually. That looks like a tired free kick. Alisson with a long ball upfield. Ball played back to the keeper. It's a poor kick by Alisson. Poor kick. Gotta give your team a chance to reach the ball. I'm done right after this game for the stream, and then I'm gonna come back for the next game. Ball headed up by Brazil. And here comes Morocco. Morocco looked like a little more legs now late in the game. They made quite a bit of substitution, so they should have some fresh legs. Look at Rafinha is running, and look at Vinny Jr. walking at the people game as usual. I understand he's an offensive player, but at some point you gotta play some defense. Good play by Enrique. Good play inside. Finds Danilo, finds Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. tries some fancy flick and turns over again. His fifth turnover. At some point, you're a coach, you're a manager. You got to realize this player is hurting me because he doesn't have any legs, it appears. Yeah, you got to change him and put somebody else on. You have quality on the bench. He's making mistakes after mistake. I know he scored a brilliant goal, and I know he's a danger man, but you have quality on the bench. He's just making mistakes, and he's not playing any defense. Good shot. Great save by Alisson. Oh, that was dangerous. Good shot from outside the area by Ilenaki. And Alisson with a really good save. Vinny Jr. is hurting his team. That ball was closer to score than it seemed. And it almost came to get the ricochet. Good save by Alisson recovering. None of the Brazil players reacted after the shot was taken. And the Moroccan almost came in to score. When the Brazil not good. I say Brazil not good, but Brazil not too much prima donna on the team. Corner to Morocco in the last minute of play. To be taken by Hakimi. Vinny Jr. turned over his last 5 balls he turned them over. Ball crossed, too long by Hakimi. And that's a reprieve for Brazil. Try to put it back in the box and does so again. Headed up by Brazil. And Hakimi, Morocco winning all the ball. Now Vinny Jr. decided to put in some press. But he's not been that good tonight. He scored a brilliant goal, but he's not been that good. Here comes Morocco. We have 9 seconds remaining. 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Let's say the ref blow it off at 10. Yep. Looks like he's going to do so. Game, set, and match. Game is over. People, get me 200 likes now, people. So that was the Brazil versus Morocco game completed. Score tied at 1. 90 plus 10, 11 minutes, 10 plus minutes. Good game by Morocco. Brazil, people expected more. As Uptown says, their midfield is horrible. I wouldn't say it's horrible, but it needs a lot of work. A lot of work. Goal scored by Saibari and Vinicius Jr. I thought Vinicius Jr. he scored a brilliant goal, but he was not the races. Didn't put enough effort in. I need 8 more likes for 100 people. But thanks for being here. I am back in the next 15 minutes or so for the game between the Knicks, which should be much more exciting than this game, and the Knicks against the Spurs. I will also give periodic commentary on the Scotland versus Haiti. I'll have it on my left, and I'll have the Knicks game on my right. Yeah, Brazil for last four hours. Brazil don't look good. Brazil on the midfield. Says Scotland has a chance to lead the group. Yeah, they do. Either team win and they lead the group. I think Haiti will surprise Scotland. Let me say this, people. I think Haiti will surprise Scotland. I think Haiti will look better than Brazil too. I think Haiti will surprise Scotland. It's the same Haiti team that whopped New Zealand 4, that has a lot of young legs, that brought in a lot of overseas diaspora players, that win their zone when their zone had Costa Rica in it. They're a good team. All right, people. I'm out. Have a wonderful evening. If you want to watch some basketball and periodic commentary of the Scotland game, I'll be back in the next 15 minutes. So please join me. And if you don't, have a wonderful evening. If you do, I'd appreciate you. All right? Thanks a lot. See you in a bit. Peace out. I'll be back in a jiffy for the next game. And also, I'll do some commentary on the Scotland game if the next game is not too exciting. So see you in a bit. Bye now.